Good morning. Good morning. I am trying something out for the first time. I'm usually set up in my YouTube studio, but today I'm trying to use my laptop. So bear with me because I believe, oh, there we go. All right, guys, I'm going to try something different. So bear with me. I didn't realize I had my cover on my camera a second ago. All right, so I am going to be talking to YouTube. Every now and then I will be coming back to Instagram. So if you would like to be able to leave me comments, go ahead and comment on my YouTube. You can just go to youtube.com and type in Chasing Yonci or just Chasing Yonci in the subject line or in the little search bar. Okay. If you are watching the replay, sorry, just skip ahead maybe 30 seconds and then we are going to get into it. But I'm really glad to be joined with you guys. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to be doing my best to go live every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. and do a quick, ideally like 15 to 20-minute conversation with you guys because I want you to be fired up. I want you to be excited about your day. And sometimes we all need a little push. Okay. So go ahead and join me here. Thank you. I see you guys have switched over to YouTube. A lot of you guys, some of you guys are still on Instagram, but come on over to YouTube. All right, guys. So let's get started. I want to talk today about the struggle. People say the struggle is real. And I'm here to tell you the struggle is actually perceived. Struggle is perceived. And that also applies when it comes to dating and relationships. A lot of you do not enjoy dating and relationships because your perception is off. That's why I call myself a mindset coach. I say I'm a mindset coach who masquerades as a dating coach because if you could shift your mindset in life, everything becomes enjoyable. Okay? It's totally different. I forgot to put up a note here on. Hang on, guys. Bear with me, okay? YouTube, please. Over. All right, just giving them a little note on Instagram so they know to come over. Okay, there we go. All right, so there's 11 of you here. Please go to YouTube. Okay, really helps Cheryl out. Okay, this is my full-time gig, so read into that Instagram. Okay, it's helpful if you can go to YouTube. Um, thank you, Dono. I appreciate that. He says, "Love your positivity." Thank you. So I want to talk to you guys. I want to help shift your perspective. And you guys, is the lighting okay? The lighting's kind of bugging me. I'm just gonna switch it really quick. I told you guys you're gonna have to forgive me today, okay? Because today we're trying something new. And I always tell people be bold, don't be scared, especially don't be scared of being imperfect. So I'm going to make a quick little adjustment with the lighting so that I can enjoy myself a little bit better. Okay. All right, much better. Okay, so let's see, where were we? So if you can switch your mindset, you can enjoy life so much more. And so I want to bring you guys just some news. You know, the verses in the Bible that was I think around Jesus's birth is like, I bring you glad tidings of great joy. And that's kind of how I feel. I want people to be able to hear something, understand there's something better, get excited, but then go past the excitement and actually start to practice. Because when you start to practice, this stuff works. Have you ever noticed there are some people who are just always upbeat? There are some people who are always so positive. It doesn't matter what's going on in their life. They could lose their house in a fire. They could have a loved one pass away, and somehow they're still chipper. Well, I want to let you know that it's not because this person is a superhuman. It just means that they have harnessed superpower. All right. Bear with me here. Um, thank you so much. Please join me, you guys. Please join me on YouTube. Just jump right on over to YouTube. You can click the link in my bio and get on YouTube. So please come to YouTube. It helps me so much, you guys. So I want you to know that there is this superpower. As always, I like to say, some people will hear my message and it will resonate. Some people will hear my message and it will sound like Charlie Brown's teacher. Wah, 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 wah. Okay. So if this message is resonating with you, that is a really, really good sign. Get excited. Okay. Because that means that you are one of those who have been selected to understand. Okay. I'm not going to get deep into it. Just understand. Okay. What's understood doesn't need to be said, as we say in the community, right? So if you're picking up what I'm putting down, stick around. And every morning, I want to feed your spirit. Okay. So today is going to be a little bit more of a freestyle. Normally, I try to have my outline, but today I just wanted to be bold and I just want to come on here and be obedient and just come on and share. I'm going to just share whatever comes to mind. So if I seem a little less polished, it's because I don't have a formal outline today. Okay. But I want to explain something to you guys. I've said this many times before. Hey guys on Instagram, come join me on YouTube, please. It helps me so much if you can hop over there and just watch it on that platform, okay? And then say hi and I can read your comments there. Um, we are spirits and we are encased in a body, okay? So what you're looking at, you are seeing skin. You're seeing skin, you're seeing me in my, I have my skeleton holding my body together, my frame. But who I am is a spirit. Think about this, okay? Let's think about hypnosis. When somebody undergoes hypnosis, if you've ever been to like a fair or something and they have these fun little, hey, somebody come up on stage and we're going to do a little activity and they do hypnosis, right? And it's always fun and playful. And they'll say, whenever I say this word, we're going to make them cluck like a chicken. And when that person, wakes out of their trance-like state and the person says the key word, what does that person do? They cluck like a chicken. Now, is that person choosing to cluck like a chicken? They're not making that choice consciously, okay? And that consciousness that I'm talking about, that is your spirit. Your consciousness is your thing that makes decisions and then tells that brain, if you were to crack open my skull, you would see the actual brain, because we use that incorrectly. We use that term interchangeably, who I am in my brain. No, your brain is that thing that can be cracked open and operated on. Your spirit communicates with your brain and then tells your body what to do. So if I decide that I think somebody deserves a smile, then my spirit, the commander in chief, will tell my brain to command my face to smile. Think about this. Yes, that's what, sorry, you guys are not seeing the note. I'm looking at YouTube, you guys. So if you want to comment, if you want to be able to chat and leave comments, please come to YouTube. I really, really appreciate it. Hold on, let me make another note. So please come over to that. Sorry, YouTube. My Instagram people are like, why aren't you looking at the camera? Okay. So I'm not seeing any comments if you guys are on commenting on Instagram. So that's why I'm asking everyone to please come over to YouTube so I can see the comments there. Okay. Please come on over, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I know it's inconvenient, but it helps me a lot. All right. So think about this. Okay. If you're sitting, I don't know if you're sitting down or if you're standing, but I'm going to give you a command. The command is raise your hand. Now, if you want to do this exercise with me, you can. Okay. So raise your hand. Now I want to break down what just happened. You can relax your hand if you'd like, but think about what just happened. The way that your hand gets raised is because we have muscles, right? There's muscles and it allows you to lift your hand and there are nerve endings and things like that. But how did your muscle know to lift your hand? Right? You think about someone with a twitch, they're not choosing to do that. How did you decide to raise your hand? Well, your brain sent a message. Your brain sent a message chemically to your muscles and all the little things that work together, the tendons and all that, and it commands you to lift your hand. All right? Let's go deeper than that. What told your brain? You got your neocortex. You got all this stuff I'm learning about neuroscience. What told your brain to give that signal? It was your spirit. Okay, that is you. There is a book that really unpacks this concept, and it's really, really cool. It's called The Untethered Soul. Shout out to my buddy Chavez for hipping me to that book. It's so amazing. But it goes hand in hand with spiritual things. We are a spirit, and we are operating this physical body. That is why when somebody passes away, that body is still there, but you're shaking it like, no, grandma, no, because grandma has left the building. Grandma is no longer in that body. Okay. Or someone's like in a certain state. Okay. They have left the building, they've left the body. Okay. It blesses me so much if you guys can watch on Instagram or YouTube. So if you guys could switch over to YouTube, that will be amazing. Just type in Chasing Yonci and you guys can come over. Thank you. YouTube shows a lot of love to the content creators, guys. And since I do this full time, full transparency, since I do this full time, it helps me so much. Every eyeball that watches on YouTube, it helps me so much. So those of you who are willing to switch over, really appreciate it. If you can't, keep watching on Instagram, but it really will help me a lot. So we are spirits who are encased in bodies. And what happens to us in the spirit realm is the most powerful thing. I'm going to say this again. What happens to us in the spirit realm, the thing we cannot see with our natural eyes, is the most powerful thing. But because we live in a day and age where most people are not woke, they're not awake to spiritual things, they only go off of what they can see with their natural eyes and hear with their natural ears and touch with their body. Okay? Our generation, I'm excited for our generation because our generation is starting to wake up. Yes, there are some people who seem like they're like off and they're really out there and they seem like they've lost it. But this whole thing, there's a lot of truth in there. Okay, there's a lot of truth in this stuff. What happens to us? Thank you guys for coming over to YouTube. Thank you. Let me know if you came from Instagram. Comment in the comments. Thank you. What happens in the spirit affects drastically and directly what happens in the natural, what we can see. So if I was perverted, if I didn't want people to know what their full power was, guess what I would do? I would create lots of messaging that says, that stuff is dumb. Thank you, Moki. Thank you, thank you. I would be like, that stuff is dumb. I would even whisper in your ear right now, she sounds off her rocker. Someone stop taking their meds. I would say that to you because I would be freaking out like, oh no, this person just happened to tap into Instagram right now. This person just happened to tap into YouTube right now, and they might accidentally find out the secrets. There was even a movie made about The Secret. Okay. So you might even be feeling little things inside of you like, this sounds kind of weird. I don't really get into this stuff. I'm more of a sciencey kind of person. Okay. That's why I said, consider yourself lucky if you hear what I'm saying and it's resonating with you. Because on the other side of understanding is power. Crazy, crazy, crazy power. And not everybody's going to be able to access this power. You have to be able to get some stuff that's thrown out there, okay? Everyone gets a chance to hear it, but not everybody will grab onto it and accept it. Hey, Gabby. All right, so let me get more specific for a second, okay? So I see that some of my people are in the know. Some of my people are commenting here. So let me tell you some of the powers, okay? Love. We talk about which supernatural power would you want, right? Oh, superpower. I want to have, be able to fly or see through walls or hear people's thoughts, right? We have fun with that question. What would you do if you could pick your superpower? What if I told you that there is an actual superpower of love, but not love that comes to your mind when you think about it? Okay. That's why my title is Love Should Not Be a Struggle. What if you had a superpower of love to where you felt so full and complete. You felt in love. You were encapsulated by love, no matter what happened on this reality, right? The physical, what we could see, hear, touch. What if, no matter what I saw with my eyes, no matter what I heard with my ears, and no matter what I touched with my hands or my body, I felt totally encased in love? Some people have struggled to find a word for that. They call it nirvana. I haven't lost you guys yet. You're still sticking around. This is awesome. Okay. Now, you're on Instagram. If you love me, please switch over to YouTube. Okay. I'm on YouTube, and YouTube takes care of their content creators. So please come on over if you're willing to. Okay. Or if you don't want to do that, can you hit a badge? Because YouTube will do it for you. But if you hit a badge, then you can stay. But hey, I'm just keeping it real. Can I keep it real for you guys? Okay. All right. So, sister's got to eat. I'm sharing good stuff with you guys. Okay. So, stick with me if you guys want to be patient and get something good that's going to change the rest of your life. So, what if you could have a superpower, this love, that allows you to feel loved no matter what happens, no matter if a man comes and goes, no matter if a woman comes and goes, no matter if somebody stops living here in the natural with their bodies? Okay. What if you were able to experience peace? Most people say I have peace when I'm in a peaceful situation. I'm yesterday went and got a massage. That's peaceful. They have a warm, a heated massage bed. I have a guy who's doing an amazing job massaging me. There's music playing. There are scents and sounds. Everything is meant to create a space of peace. So you would say, oh, well, man, if I could just be in a peaceful environment, if my kids could just obey, if my person could act right, I would feel peace. But what if I could tell you about, what if I told you about a peace that it's called, it passes all understanding, means it makes no sense. And I could be in the middle of World War II and still feel peace. That's crazy, right? Hmm. I love that. She said, I'm here. Thank you. Thank you for coming over. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming over from Instagram. What if I said joy? Think about joy, right? When you got a really good gift. Oh my gosh, someone got you the iPhone 13. Somebody paid your car note. Somebody gifted you with this beautiful piece of jewelry that you've been wanting, right? Oh, you know what joy feels like. Oh, joy, 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 joy. What if I told you that you could have joy no matter what? I just gave you three, you guys, because I don't have an hour, so I can't give you all of them. I just gave you three. Love, love encases you no matter what. Joy that just keeps you so elated, and peace that keeps you so calm. As the opposite of that flight or flight, right? And I talked about this in another live stream. When you don't have peace, when you are stressed, your physical body switches into the flight or fight. That's so hard for me to say. It switches into that. And this is something meant to protect you. Because if you didn't have this and a big grizzly bear was coming at you, you'd be like, oh, okay. And you would get mauled to death. So it's a good thing. It was meant to be there for you to protect you. Honey, but you were not meant to live there. You were not meant to live there. That was not supposed to be your home. You're not supposed to put up residence and send out, welcome, what do you call it? Housewarming invitations and put a welcome mat. Like, you were not supposed to live there. That is why people have diseases in their body and their immune system is compromised because their body, this is science, you guys. I'm not talking some freaking metallurgical. This is science. Science has proven that when you're overly stressed out, you are very open to actual physical disease because all this energy is being concentrated to where it's needed most, according to your brain. It's needed most here. Well, guess what? Now a virus is hitting you here. Something else is attacking you here because all your energy is concentrated on the source of your fear. Some of y'all are picking up the deep stuff that I'm putting down. Okay, if you get into deeper stuff, comment deep. Okay, all right. 5 of you guys on Instagram, please come to YouTube. Please, 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 please come over to YouTube so I can see your comments. Okay, so not only are these gifts good for us and enjoyable for us, are actually helpful to our physical bodies. Okay. So yeah, there's so much stuff I want to tell you. I don't even have, okay, I love it. She's with me. There's so much I don't even have time. This is why I'm trying to come on here daily. Okay. The Lord just keeps allowing me to be disciplined. We have an enemy. There is an enemy out here. Yes, 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 yes. That's the one I referred to. Thank you. Paris just typed the name in it for you guys. That's the one I mentioned. Untethered Soul. Awesome. I listen to the audiobook because my attention span when I read, I like to listen to audiobooks. Okay, it's like 6 hours plus. But anyway, we have an enemy. Okay. We talk about conspiracy theorists and all these weirdos and stuff like that, right? But there's an actual enemy. There is an enemy who is plotting against you, who does not want you to tap into these gifts. He doesn't have access to them. It pisses him off. And they say misery loves company. Think about when somebody has like gotten a promotion, or maybe they won the lottery, or maybe you're single and they get a man, and it's like it doesn't feel good to see someone enjoying and basking in joy when you don't have it. Can we be honest? Can we be honest? In the natural, it doesn't feel good. So we have an enemy who does not like to see us in those gifts. But I have come to let you guys know about these gifts. And I want you guys in on the secret. This is so, so, so real. Thank you guys for coming over. I see a lot of you guys coming over YouTube. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Even though you don't understand, it blesses me when you watch on YouTube. So thank you. Thank you for just obeying. Okay. This good news was shared a long time ago. It was shared a couple thousand years ago. And you would think, why in the world would everybody not want it? What if this stuff works, and why in the world is everyone not free? If if we're living in a cage and the cage wasn't even locked, you just have to push the door and get out. Why would anyone stay in the cage? I'm glad you asked. I'll tell you why people are still not set free. It's because people have perverted the actual message. People have said, hey, I tried to get out, but the cage was locked. They lied. They lied, some not intentionally, but they were pushing on the eastern wall. Let's just say in this metaphor, they were pushing on the eastern wall and they couldn't get out. But they were never supposed to push on the eastern wall. They were supposed to push on the western wall. And that one was the door, and it swung open. So some people pushed on the western wall, it swung open, and they got out. And now they're like me. They're like, woo, freedom. And then there are other people who are still in there. They're pushing on the eastern wall because they thought they understood. And they're pushing and pushing. But now they're telling other people, it's not true. Look at me. I'm still in captivity. Look at me. It's not true. They're wrong. But all the people who are facing the eastern wall are getting discouraged. And they're like, wow, if they didn't get out, I guess it really doesn't work. I guess it doesn't work. No, it does work. You're just pushing on the wrong side of the cage. Now, let me speak out of code. Let me just decode what I just said, because y'all know I love analogies. The message is hidden in the Word of God. Okay? It's hidden. Let me get my prop. The message is hidden in the Word of God. But for most people, if you tell them, hey, you want life? Go read the Bible. They're going to be like, man, boy, bad. Man, I was ready to watch a YouTube video. I was ready to, read a book. But read the Bible. Speak unto Aaron and his sons and all the, that sound like, who wants to read King James, man, right? Let's be honest. Be honest, okay? If someone tells you to read the Word of God, what's your initial reaction? Be honest. What's your initial reaction, right? It's boring. I don't understand it. Right? Low key might not even believe it, okay? It's probably one of those three things. But what's the other bigger one? I can't stand Christians. That's usually the biggest reason why this doesn't get cracked open. The first thing that's said when God is mentioned, the first thing that's said is, I knew a Bible thumper and they sucked. I knew a Bible thumper and they were freaking worse than the sinners I knew. I knew a Bible thumper and they were freaking mean and nasty and judgmental. I knew a Bible thumper and they were just horrible. They were hypocrites. What do you notice in this example? They're talking about people who are representing a message. They don't even know the message. Why? Because they haven't cracked it open. They've never even read for themselves. They're going off of hearsay, just like the people in the cage who haven't tried to push the door open for themselves. They're just seeing the people who did get up and try to push the wrong side of the cage, the eastern wall, the analogy. And they're looking at those people who are pushing erroneously, right? They're not evil. They're not intentionally trying, because hello, they want to get out too. But they are erroneously getting the message and they're pushing the wrong side of the cage. They're not getting out. And now everybody who's watching says, oh, it's the message that's flawed. It's the message that's flawed. And the enemy wins. Whew. I almost had people escape that cage. Oh, God. Woo, that was close. If I can get enough people in that cage convinced that you got to push on the eastern wall, not only do I keep them in bondage and captivity, but all the people watching them who haven't even gotten up to try, they're not even going to want to try because they're going to be so disgusted seeing what these people pushing on the eastern wall. And then if I'm the enemy, I'm going to convince everyone in the cage that the people who got out, they're just lunatics. They're just over the top. They're unique. You don't want to be like them. They're not really happy. No, there's something else going on. I'm reporting this bot, guys. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. All right, let me delete it. Okay. Bots always find me. So that's the master plan. So I'm speaking to you as somebody who got out of the cage. I heard the message when I was little. And I got up and started pushing in 1988. But I'd always been pushing the wrong side. It wasn't until I was broken and on the verge of a complete emotional breakdown. I really should have documented the year. I want to say, let's see if he was 13 years ago. So someone did the math for me so I could know the year. What's 2022 minus 13? Okay. But 13 years ago, I started to go, you know what? Maybe there's a different side. Maybe I've been pushing on the wrong side of this cage. Maybe I've been pushing. And eventually I got both of my hands on that western wall. Baby, I pushed and that door flung open. And I've been walking through it ever since. I am out. I am out. And guess what it feels like out here? It feels like love. It feels like joy. And it feels like peace. And because this stuff is kind of deep, it's kind of heavy, I don't really, get too deep into it on Instagram. For you were still watching me on Instagram. And I just go real shallow. Talk about dating and relationships. Because most people discover that they're missing love, joy, and peace when they cannot extract it from a man or a woman. That's usually what wakes them up. It's what woke me up. That's why I can relate so much to women who experience that. Hey, is it Giles or I think it's Giles. Hey, Giles. I relate to women who think they have the desire because we're all born with that desire to feel love. We all want love. Who doesn't want to be loved unconditionally? That no matter what I do, I can't fail. I'm just going to keep getting loved. Who doesn't want everlasting love? I do. I don't know anyone who doesn't. Who doesn't want peace that no matter what's happening, I could be in World War III, bombs flying overhead. Who does not want peace? Why do you think so many people love weed? Because for a moment, it gives them that nothing can bother me. But that, my friends, is a knockoff. That is nothing compared to the peace that you can get spiritually that doesn't go away. And the third one, joy. People are looking for joy in other things. Man, if I could just have enough money, oh, I'd feel so joyful. Oh, if I could just travel enough, oh, I'd be so joyful. If I could just ride the best roller coaster, I'd feel joy. If I could just have a kid, I could just feel joy. We're all is searching for joy. And I told you, I'm only talking about the top 3 gifts, okay? But everyone wants love, joy, and peace. And a lot of people, I'll even throw in self-control. A lot of people want that too. Because if I could just control myself with self-control, I'd be in the best shape of my life. I would control what I eat. I would control how I spend my time. I would control who I sleep with. Oh, I would control where I spend my money. Oh, I'm trying to make it plain for y'all. I went real deep and analytical and like analogy filled, but now I'm just keeping it all the way like there's no metaphors anymore. Who would not want to have total self control? So, thank you to everybody who's come over here from Instagram. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mindy says most people only love superficially. I believe this is the only depth of love they have been taught or seen. I'll take it even further, Mindy. People can only give you what they have. So if I have this glass of water, this cup of water, and someone asks me to give you Pepsi, no matter how much I pour out of this cup, you're never going to get Pepsi. Never. No matter how much I want to give you Pepsi, I could desire to give you Pepsi. I cannot give you something that I don't have. And everlasting love, the purest form of love, is only sourced from God. When I tap into that source, when I tap into eternal love, everlasting love, love that covers a multitude of sins, love that forgives and never keeps score. If I tap into that, now I can pour that out. I could pour that out on my spouse. I could pour it out on my family members. I could pour that out on my coworkers. I can pour that out on my kids. I can pour that out on you. So if you offend me, you signed up for a free consultation and I busted my butt to make sure I was there on time and you don't show up. Without God's love, I'd be pissed off. I'd look at you sideways. You wasted my time. With God's love, he says, remember how many times you signed up for something for free? You totally forgot. You didn't even give it a second thought. Ooh, that's right. Yeah, I can't look at them sideways. They're humans. Or you don't know what's going on in their life. Some person had a death in their family. Somebody got called into work. You don't know what that person's going through. So yeah, you know what? You had a half hour wasted of your time. Was it really wasted? No, you're right, Lord. I was saying that I needed a little bit of a break to check my emails or to grab a snack or use the restroom. So you know what? Instead of crying about it, I realized they weren't here. Maybe, yeah, there was like 2 or 3 minutes I sat here waiting. But you know what? I'm going to use this as a restroom break. I'm going to use this time to check my social media or do something fun. Yeah, I intended to spend it on a 15-minute, discovery call, but hey, it is what it is, right? And joy is reactivated because the mindset shifts when you're connected to source. And then it goes a step further. Okay. Y'all follow me down this tangent? It goes a step further. I'm telling you a true story if you can't figure this out. I'm giving a real life example. Can't figure this out. Shout out to my former boss. Love you. Hey, friends. I'll give you a real example. So then he told me even further. Okay, if you are seeing a pattern that some people are forgetting and you know that it's not malicious, what do you think you could do, baby girl? And I'm like, oh, okay. How about send a reminder? If it bothers you so much that people forget, why don't you take a little extra second? Either take the second to remind them or pay for technology that can be automated and remind them. Be proactive, baby girl, because I'm all about not being a victim. So he said, be proactive. I said, oh. So then I started sending reminders. Hey, can't wait to see you tomorrow. Hope you can still check in at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And guess what I get now? Oh, girl, thank you for reminding me. I've had so much on my plate. I would have forgotten. Thank you. Now less people miss. Okay. And I am not as stressed out. But mindset is a choice. You won't even hear those little suggestions that he whispers if you can't hear his voice. He said, my sheep know me. They know my voice. They hear my voice. They follow me. So I want to teach you guys how to hear that little voice. That little voice is the source for all of this stuff. This stuff has been so perverted over the years. It has been twisted into something that it's not. It's simply truth that sets you free. You notice I haven't said anything about religion. My only religion is love. I'm going to be making some shirts with that. My only religion is love. This isn't about religion. This isn't about denomination. This is about your spirit. This is a spiritual connection with the source. The source is God. He is Jehovah. He is Jehovah Jireh. He is our provider. And when you tap in, baby, can't tell you nothing. She said, Mindy says, as a woman, we try to fix these men. It's not our place. Pray to God and work on, I'm going to say, as keep it in that tense, work on yourself, control yourself. Mindy, I could not have said it better myself. When we let go of trying to control everything in our external, everything that is outside of us, when we let go of trying to control everything, so much peace. Like you just let 10,000 pounds off your back. Hey, if you guys are watching on Instagram, please watch on YouTube. I can see your comments. I just have Instagram on so you guys know that I'm here, but go ahead and do that so I can see all your comments. But thank you guys. Thank you so much. YouTube takes care of content creators. So come on over. It helps so much. Okay. So much peace is given to you just in the letting go because it was an illusion. You couldn't control anyone anyway. But once you let go of the illusion that you can control something, you're already 10 pounds lighter. And then you begin to work on yourself. That's where you see my content. All my content is about working on yourself. Don't cry about what he's doing wrong. Figure out why you keep accepting it. Don't cry about how wet this climate is. Figure out why you don't go somewhere dry. Don't cry about how hot it is. Wonder why you don't turn on the air conditioning. Worry about yourself. Thank you for the likes, you guys. It helps so much. This is good stuff that you guys are liking. So thank you. I always say it's not about my vanity. I could care less how many likes I get, but this is the machine and it tells the machine of YouTube that they like this stuff. You like the stuff and it pushes it out to more people. And if more people see it, the better it is for me. Because that means more people get to hear the truth that sets them free. So thank you for the likes, okay? I'm here to bring you glad tidings of great joy. I want everybody who encounters me to be able to get high because it feels good. It feels good. I'm going to close with this. I'm going to close with like my testimony, okay? This isn't about bragging. It's about like, guys, this is what's possible. My life went from being so out of control that I struggled to get out of bed, so out of control that I was so lazy that I turned off my poor husband. I wouldn't cook. I wouldn't clean. I did the bare minimum when it came to my kids. Don't judge me, okay? When you know better, you do better. I literally was fighting the spirit of laziness. I was fighting it. And my sweet, sweet husband was like, I I know that you don't know any better. Like he's like he could see me and he could see me wrestling and he knew there was never any maliciousness. If you talk to my ex-husband, he would tell you she's not a malicious person. I wasn't. I was battling, feeling myself get emotional, guys. I was battling a spirit of laziness. And the way the enemy won temporarily, because his victories are temporary. Getting emotional because I've never said this out loud because I've never realized it on this level. So saying it out loud and realizing it is causing emotion. Because it took so long for me to overcome the spirit of laziness, I believed his lie that my ex-husband would never be able to love me. I believed that lie. And it wasn't that he couldn't love me, it was that I was making it difficult for him to love me the way I wanted to be loved because he still loved me. He still cared for me, he still provided for me, he still took care of our children, he didn't leave me. He provided us a very good life. But I got discouraged because he wasn't doting on me. He wasn't in love with me because I was being so unloving in my actions. And I was being unloving in my actions because I was battling a spirit of laziness. And let me show you how this all works together. I'm telling you, it's a matrix. It's a freaking matrix. Some of y'all are going to think I'm a lunatic, and others are going to be like, here and get it. Because my ex-husband's love language was acts of service, the enemy knew, let me pair him with someone who has a spirit of laziness so that she will trigger you, husband, to feel like she doesn't love you. And you're going to feel so unappreciated. You're going to feel so unappreciated. It's going to crush you. Okay. He was so stressed out. The poor man got high blood pressure. Okay. I could say this. I'm telling you, there's a connection with your spirit and your physical. I stressed him out so much that I caused him high blood pressure. And I could only think about myself. I'm not being loved in the way that I want to be loved. He's not doting on me. He's not affectionate towards me. Well, duh, because his love language is acts of service, and I'm not doing anything I'm supposed to be doing. So the enemy comes in and says to me, he's never going to love you that way. And even though you finally broke free of that spirit of laziness, because you went 12 years acting this way, do you know how long you're going to have to go to prove that this is real? It's like somebody who cheats and the person's like, I'll forgive you, but I need to see a changed life first. I need to make sure that you've changed behavior before I believe you. I said, the enemy said to me, it's going to take him so long to believe that this is real because it's not because you're evil that you don't want to believe. It's because you're scared to believe in something that's not true and be let down. Y'all feel me? So he told me the truth, but he left out the power. Okay. So he told me the truth that it's going to take a long time to believe that this is really you, that you're changed. And then he stopped. And because I didn't have enough of the spirit of God in me, I believed that lie because it was a distortion of the truth. Here's the other side of that. Here's the part that if I had been listening to God, I would have heard the other part. Satan, the Lord rebuke you. The part of the truth that he left out was, yes, this man is going to need time to see that you are a changed woman and that he's safe to let his guard down and open up that part of you to him. But I am with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. And what I didn't have the faith to believe, I didn't have the faith to believe that God could hold me in the interim. I didn't have the faith at that time. I didn't understand how I could feel love if it wasn't coming from that man I could see. My natural mind couldn't understand how it would pay off for me. So I made the decision to leave. I made the decision to split up my home, split up my kids' home, because I didn't understand how it was possible to feel the love that I desired to feel, that everlasting love, if it didn't come from the person that I said I do to. That scared me, that terrified me. The idea of being in a relationship with somebody who was not free to love on me the way I needed to with my love languages. Like I said, he still was providing for me. But what I used to say is, your money doesn't keep me warm at night. This beautiful house doesn't warm my heart. But God is so awesome. In this process of growth, I finally discovered that I could feel that feeling of love from God. I cannot explain it to you. I can't explain it. It doesn't logically make sense. Other than this is the only that I can't explain it, but it doesn't make sense. Nobody told you, well, no, that's a lie. That's actually, nobody told you you needed love. I'll put it that way. Nobody told you that. Nobody from a child said, you need to feel loved. And if you don't feel loved, you're going to feel crappy. Nobody sat down and said that to you. They do tell you, hey, you need to drink water, you need to eat your vegetables. They tell you that, but nobody says you need love to live. Nobody tells you that. But what they do tell you is you need love from a man to feel, to live. All these videos, all these movies, all these messages, all these commercials, all these, books, they all say this message: that thing you desire comes from a man. That thing you desire comes from a woman. And the lie comes in different packages. It comes in money, it comes in sex, it comes in fame, it comes in riches. But my niche is for the people who have been told that lie. It comes from the opposite sex, love. You can date the right person, and if you can get in a relationship with the right person, you will feel that love that you desire. Nobody had to tell you that you desire that love. Why? Because we were created in God's image, and God is love. So the ultimate arrival is when we become love, which is not going to happen until we transition over. But we want to get as close to it as possible because we feel it. This is where we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be love. That's why love is a universal language. You can share love without even speaking the person's language. People feel love. And the enemy has twisted it, and he has caused people to believe, hey guys, if you would be willing to jump on over to YouTube, I can read your comments. I want to see your comments. So please go over there. YouTube takes care of the content creators. So if you guys can watch, it's all the same for you, but it's a world of difference for me. So if you could switch over to YouTube, I really appreciate it. We all desire love. And so my job here on Instagram, I'll go to the surface level because that's where a lot of people can be found. I need it on the surface level. I'm here to tell you, I'm going to close with this because I have a call at the top of the hour. That love that you're searching for, you're searching for his love. He's the only one that can fill you. And so now that I've tapped into source, to God, Jehovah Jireh, who is my provider, that's what that means, Jehovah Jireh, my provider. Now that he's my provider, the men make no difference. If I date a man, that's cool. If he leaves, still cool. If there's no man in my life, it's cool. It really is. I'm not saying that. I'm not forcing myself through clenched teeth to be like, it's cool. No, I literally don't care. I would like to have that. I would like to have a man. I would like to have a relationship that's loving, but I am not desperate for it the way I was before. I no longer have a spirit of desperation. It is a heavy spirit. It is something that's happening in the spirit that is attacking you. And my coaching clients, we fight this in the supernatural. We fight off the spirit of depression that keeps you doing things that you don't want to do. It keeps you talking to men that you don't want to talk to. It keeps you doing things that you don't want to do. It does makes you do things that are embarrassing and shameful. It puts you in danger. It can cause you to contract things you don't want to contract. Okay. I've got to detail plenty of times, so I'm not going to keep repeating that stuff. But it's a spirit of desperation, and you know it's not you because you're fighting it. You wouldn't be fighting yourself. It's a spirit of desperation that can only be fought in the spirit realm. I know this stuff sounds weird, you guys, but for the people that's meant to hear, they're going to get it. Okay. Woo. I don't like crying because it makes me have to blow my nose. Okay. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining me today. I pray that the Lord will allow you to receive what it is that I've shared for those who are supposed to hear it. And I pray that you get all the answers that you seek. I pray that you have the love that you're searching for, the joy that you desire, and the peace that you crave. It's already there. It's already been deposited into your account. You just have to learn how to tap in, but it's already there. Okay? All right, guys. God bless you. It's been fun.